Hi everyone, please first pardon the appearance of this room while it gets decorated for the first time. It's still a work in progress, but I was itching to make a video and I wanted to show some Beatles related items that I've got pretty recently. So I'm going to start with this that's been out for a little while now. It's fairly new Paul McCartney, Hope for the Future 12-inch single, but it's got different mixes of the song here. It's from the video game Destiny that came out. I'm kind of like so-so on the song. It's not one of his best, but I like the middle part of the song where he reaches the high part. I forget what the lyrics are. I only heard it a couple of times, but I haven't played the game myself personally. But I wanted to pick this up just to have everything. And it's not a bad song. I like the middle part better than the beginning when he gets into the way his voice changes for the metal. Here's something interesting that I picked up. This is volume 6 of a 13 record series called The Beatles at the Beeb, which was a BBC collection. I had all 13 volumes in my original Beatles collection, but as we know, I sold that unfortunately many years ago, and I've been trying to get these back. They're usually very expensive. This one wasn't. I only got it for 10 bucks. So that was a good buy. And the reason I like them so much, even though the material is now fairly common, and you can get them legitimately on CDs, these bootlegs had nice covers, and this particular cover is not one of the better ones in the series. I think the other ones are a lot nicer. But hey, I got one now, and there's one down, and there's 12 more volumes to go, right? So enjoy what you can while you can. So that's one. Now we have this is George Martin. George Martin and his orchestra play the songs from Help. And there's other stuff on here, not just the stuff from Help. But this is a stereo version of this. Got it in pretty good condition on the Black United Artists label. So I think there's only one more George Martin instrumental album that I'm missing. So I'm doing pretty good getting his stuff. I always liked this cover. This is an Australian pressing. I can't see what it says. Australia. I can't read it all. It's with the Beatles, the second album. I always liked this cover, as I say, the Australian cover. The record itself here is on orange Parlophone, which I'm guessing is not a first press, so somebody out there can tell me. I'm pretty sure it's probably a 70s press. Alright, now the most interesting item for me out of this batch was this. This is something that I had come across. It's shipped in a regular mailer box from 1981, and what it is an original radio show, 2-album set. And opening it up, it's got an envelope, and along with literature for the Robert Klein radio show in New York, when Ringo Starr and his wife Barbara Bach appeared on the show on April the 19th, 1981, to promote the movie Caveman. And it's got the original, explanation, commercials. This whole thing is 2 discs in the original box. And you get the whole show, commercials and all, There's also a band that's advertised on here. It says also figuring a live performance by the band Limousine. Never heard of them before or since, or at the time. But anyway, they're on here too, doing a couple of numbers, I think. And this really sounded interesting. You put this on the turntable, and it's the actual show. But now that's the good news. The bad news is, unfortunately, the show itself was not particularly interesting or exciting, unfortunately. A lot of talking and joking around by Robert Klein, who was a comedian. And it doesn't sound like a radio show. It sounds more like a TV program with a studio audience that's put on a record. But it says it's a radio show. And nothing really new here, from Ringo. It's kind of the same old, same old. And commercials added, along here. Original way it played on the broadcast. So if you have these, it's kind of like, I don't know, it's more interesting as a original piece from the day more than the actual content that's on it. That's really all that I have here. What can I say about what's going on lately with my move? Well, you know, things are still being organized around here as best it can be. I'm making this video during the day when my tenant upstairs, my fellow tenant, I'm not the landlord, we're both tenants. He's upstairs. He's usually upstairs, and he's gone for the day. So that's a good thing, and no real interruptions. So anyway, wish there was more I could show you. I have other ideas for videos that I want to make when this place gets a little more presentable, and just hang in there, and I know I will. Thanks for watching, folks.